time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for another episode. Now, it's a little bit out of whack this week, not gonna lie. Fell asleep working on my pod. Birthday was Sunday, whatever the case. We're gonna go over the 3 MACtion games tonight. We got Refuse to Lose main show going on in 50 minutes. I will be back tomorrow to recap last week. And since we got the college football committee top 25 coming out tonight, I will go over the polls tomorrow, going over the committee's top 25. So all that to be tomorrow, and I'll preview Wednesday through Friday tomorrow as well. So I have a lot to go over tomorrow. Today we're gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet because, like I said, we got the main show. But before I get into it, I like to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel, helps the network, it helps my channel, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose Network. We got some shows to go over. First show, like I said, the Refuse to Lose main show. Every Tuesday and Friday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We got Unfazed, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, featuring Joe and AJ, JJ and AJ. And then, after that, we had BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Baseball with Teddy went live last night. Going over predictions to like award winners, I believe. Make sure you tune in to BWT for all your baseball content. We have Dave's Doghouse, highlights, lowlights of sports. Check that out. Fantasy football with Coach Coombs. We got fantasy football talk with Coach Coombs. He goes over start sits, who to play, some gems, risers, fallers, stuff like that. Make sure you check that out. We have RBO, Real Ballers Only, featuring Vaughn, NBA content. So tune into that. Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. After every Kings game, going live. Thoughts, comments, things like that. Rumors. Kings Talk with him. We have in the red corner, featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo, boxing episode, boxing show, possibly going over Jake Paul. I don't think they went live Sunday. Possibly going over Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. I don't know. But boxing episodes, all your boxing fix through there. And that's all the shows we have on the network. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those as well. If you like what you're listening to, stick with us. Now, let's talk about these games tonight. We got 3 MACtion games, 1 huge MACtion games. If we look at the MACtion standings right now, we have at the 8 o'clock slot, Miami of Ohio at home taking on Northern Illinois. Now, Northern Illinois, they're not really at the top of the division. They got big wins. They have some good wins. But Miami of Ohio, they are fighting to stay on top of the big in the MAC, excuse me. Now, number 1 in the MAC, I believe, is Bowling Green right now. I believe Bowling Green is undefeated in the MAC. Yeah, we have standards. No, actually, Miami of Ohio, top of the MAC, 5-1. Ohio, 5-1. Bowling Green, 5-1. We got a 3-way tie for top of the MAC. So Miami having a big game. Ohio has another big game, but that's tomorrow. But we'll start off with Akron at Kent State. Akron's coming into this 10.5-point road favorites. Kent State is still coming into this as winless. I believe they haven't fired Kenny Burns yet, but they're looking to fire Kenny Burns. Can't remember. But Kent State, man, 2 tough games. 2 tough games. They took on Miami of Ohio and Ohio in back-to-back weeks. So this is more of a, I don't want to say easier because no game is easy, but for lack of a better term, easier game. Akron coming off a tough loss to Northern Illinois, a tough fought game in the rain. For Akron, Ben Finley has to take care of the ball. Got to take care of the football, man. Do not give Kent State short field positions, extra possessions. Pressure Tommy Olotowski. Tommy Olotowski did play last week in place of Raul Tomlinson. They went to Tomlinson the week prior. Didn't really work out. They got shut out. Went back to Tommy Olotowski. Only put up 7, but they went against a tough Miami of Ohio defense. Force 3rd and longs. Put Kent State in passing situations with 3rd and longs. Now, they did a pretty decent job converting against Miami of Ohio in certain spots, but they're not going to consistently convert those. Get the ball to Adrian Norton, your leading receiver, and force Kent State to score. Now, Kent State these last 2 weeks, 7 points in 2 weeks. Not really much offense going on there. Now, for Kent State, stick with Olotowski, man. I understand it. You wanted to try to go young 2 weeks ago. Raul Tomlinson didn't work out. You're 0-10. Tommy Olotowski is a junior. Let's just stick it out with Olotowski, man. Stick it out with Olotowski. Go on to spring ball, and we'll figure it out there. Now, get the ball to Krishawn McCray. Krishawn McCray, your best receiver, your leading receiver. You got to put up points. 7 points in 2 weeks is not going to cut it. Akron played really good defense last week at times, but got to put up points if you Kent State. Now, also, I did the numbers. Prior to the last 2 weeks where they put up 7 and 0, Kent State started MACtion averaging 23.5 points a game. It's not bad. Now, they only put up 6 against Bowling Green, but they put up, 33, 35, and 21. They've been able to put up points. Now, granted, they went against the top of the MACtion and wasn't able to put up points, but they're at the bottom of the bottom. So when you go against the top of the top, you kind of expect that. Akron is down there with them. They have to try to hit that average of 23.5 their first 4 weeks of MACtion. Got to get off the field on 3rd downs. Definitely has to do that. And you got to establish a run game. Got to establish a run game to give Olotowski, just to take the pressure off of Olotowski, so Akron can't pin their ears back and blitz them. My winner, though, I'm going with the upset. I think Kent State gets their first win tonight. Why? Again, they're not going against the top of the MACtion. They're going to be able to put up points, in my opinion. Now, I think they can get to that 23.5. I think they can. I think they can get to the 23.5. I think Akron's going to have to – they're going to have to put up points. I think Kent State's going to force Akron to put up points of their own. And Kent State's defense is not as bad as the numbers see. From what I've been watching, yes, they gave up 41. Yes, they gave up 30. But the defense has been on the field a ton. They'd be on the field a ton those games. If the offense can get drives going, kill the clock, and put up points and not have that defense on the field a ton, I think Kent State has what it takes to pull off the upset and get their first win tonight against Akron. So I'm going with Kent State to beat Akron at home this game. Next, we have Western Kentucky coming into this game against Central Michigan at 6.5-point favorites. This game is 7:30 on ESPN2. Western Michigan. I think I started off by saying Western Kentucky. Western Michigan started off undefeated in the MAC, has taken bad losses. They took a loss to NIU to start, and then last week they lost, but I can't remember who they lost to. Was it Bowling Green? I think they lost. Yeah, they lost to Bowling Green. Central Michigan, they're at the bottom of the MAC. One win in the MACtion, 1-5. Coming off losses to Toledo and Bowling Green. Not too bad teams to lose to. They actually lost 5 straight. They lost to Ohio in a close one. That one was actually close. They lost to Eastern Michigan and another close one. Lost to Miami of Ohio in a blowout. Lost to Bowling Green, but that one was a close one too. It's just they could not establish a passing game in that game. And they lost to Toledo. Same thing. Could not establish a passing game. Was throwing picks. Western Michigan, like I said, coming off 2 losses. For Western Michigan, they got to force Central in 3rd and longs. Force them to pass the ball. Central Michigan, in my opinion, cannot pass the ball. They don't have a passing game. They don't have a quarterback. Run at Jalen Buckley and Jaden Nixon. Got to get those boys the ball. Got to get the playmakers. Those are the playmakers for Western Michigan. Got to stop Marion Lukes, the running back, the best player on that offense for Central Michigan. Get the ball to Kenneth Womack, another playmaker for Western Michigan. And you got to stay ahead of the chains. Now, the reason why I said that is because Hayden Wolf has thrown some turnovers, 1. And 2, Central Michigan has a really good pass defense. They really do. They have a really good passing defense. So if you can keep that ball on the ground as much as possible with your two great backs, and Jaden Nixon and Jalen Buckley, that bodes well for you if you're Western Michigan. Now, for Central Michigan, you got to find a quarterback. You got to find some semblance of a passing game. If you do, that means you can run Marion Lukes, which is another key point. You can run him more efficiently because he's facing lesser boxes. Keep this a low-scoring game. If Central Michigan can keep this a low-scoring game, that bodes well for them. That means they're killing clock, they're controlling the clock, winning time of possession, and they're establishing the run really well. And they're also stifling Western Michigan's offense. They got to force some turnovers. Again, I just said it. Hayden Wolf has been turning the ball over. Western Michigan has been turning the ball over. If you can get shorter fields due to turnovers, which kind of hides the fact that you don't have a passing game, that helps you out. And you got to force WMU in the passing situations. Again, Central Michigan has a really good passing defense, so I do trust that defense can make plays. And you know what? I wrote Western Michigan as my winner, but I think Central Michigan gets it done. Why? Western Michigan has been turnover happy. Central Michigan has a really good pass defense, so I feel like they can force some turnovers. I think they'll be able to establish the run with Marion Lukes. And at some point, I don't think the passing game is going to be – they're not going to be slinging the ball over the yard, but I think they can generate a couple pass plays, get some points in that end zone. I'm going to roll with Central Michigan in this one to win the game. And then lastly, we have Northern Illinois at Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio comes into this game as 1.5-point favorites. This game is 8 o'clock on ESPN. For Northern Illinois, stop the big plays that Miami of Ohio has been able to hit. Now, they've been able to hit big plays to Reggie Virgil and Javon Tracy. That's been huge for Miami of Ohio's offense. Ontario Brown should be back. I've been looking. I've been searching. All I see is that he's questionable. I saw that they thought he was going to play last week. He really didn't. He didn't play last week. So if they thought he was going to play last week, I think he's definitely going to play this week. So he should be back. Next, establish the run. Whether it's Ontario Brown, whether it's Telly Johnson, whether it's Gavin Williams, got to establish the run for Northern Illinois. Get the ball to Trayvon Rudolph. Can't forget about your playmaker on the outside. You saw last week they ran like a little jet sweep or something to Trayvon Rudolph. Got to get him the ball in multiple ways and force turnovers. That defense for NIU has been forcing some turnovers. Keep it up against Miami of Ohio. Now, Miami of Ohio, Blaine Gabbert, take care of the ball. Got to take care of the ball, man. He does put the ball in crazy situations. Like I said, man, I didn't watch multiple games where he gets in the red zone and he just has a stupid turnover. Run Keon Mosey. Hit on them deep shots. Like I said, that's been key. The Ball State win. It was key last week, even though, again, it was Kent State, but they were able to hit big shots that while Kent State was up 7-0, swung momentum in their favor. Stop Ontario Brown or Telly Johnson, basically stop the run, and convert in the red zone. Got to convert touchdowns in the red zone. No turnovers in that red zone. I know I picked Miami of Ohio to win the MAC, but that offense has kind of been inconsistent to me. Like I said, it's been surviving off deep plays and Mosey running the ball. I don't see NIU giving up that many big plays. So I'm taking Northern Illinois to win this game. I think they can consistently run the ball against this defense. I think they'll be able to impose their will. I think they're finally catching fire in the MAC. I think they shut down, limit the big plays. I'm rolling with Northern Illinois to win on the road against Miami of Ohio. Put Miami of Ohio at 5-2, second place, needing help to make the MAC championship. And that's all I got for y'all today. Please make sure you tune into the main show in about 40 minutes. I will be on to talk about Ravens Steelers. But again, man, that's all I got for y'all today. And until tomorrow, where I do my Week 12 recap. I can't believe it was Week 13 already. I'm gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.